Hey guys, so I would say we have a pretty significantly surprising announcement that we got today over on Twitter. I am about 11 hours, as you can see by the post, about 11 hours late to covering this just because I had a very, very busy work day today. But here we are. Want to make sure I get this in. Want to make sure you guys are up to speed on what's coming out tomorrow. We have Zenkai Awakening for Blue LF MAJIN Vegeta. A lot of people were talking about this guy being the next L of Zenkai. I thought it was very likely. I didn't think it was going to be this quick. If you guys remember, the last L of Zenkai we got was Vegeta Blue, the blue one, who came out June. He came out in June, so it's been less than a month and a half, I think, since we got the previous LF Zenkai, which is pretty fast. There was a point in time where they were pumping these out pretty fast, but it sort of slowed down recently, and now we have this sort of speed up again, which I'm not opposed to considering how ridiculous power creep has been recently. And this Majin Vegeta, I would say he was good when he came out, but he never really had a time to really stand out above the rest of the units in the game, especially because when this guy released, he wasn't even the best blue Saiyan in the game. Back when this guy came out, I would say very easily that Blue Namek Goku Zenkai was way better. Vegeta Blue was way better. So this guy really came out, and he was definitely good. He was solid, but you just had better options on his teams, right? Vegeta Clan was the only team that you could really run him on, and he was like the main blue character that you could use there. But let's see what they say here. Vegeta's Zenkai Awakening is coming. Unlock all uniques to restore health and ki, and lower special move cost on strike hearts hit for even more combos. Plus, if Trunks is a battle member, inflict foes with attribute downgrades when entering the battlefield. So let's just break this down real quick. So unlock all uniques to restore health and ki and lower special move cost on strike arts hit. You have to hit the strike arts to get those buffs. So if we compare this to like Dragon Fist Goku, let me actually pull him up here. Dragon Fist Goku, you actually can build up his damage, his meter, and his ultimate damage through just using cards. Plus he's healing, plus he's getting ki back. He's getting all this just from using cards. He doesn't have to land them, right? So that includes blast cards the enemy vanishes. That includes strike cards the enemy vanishes. This includes blast cards that clash with the enemy's blast card. So I feel like it's much easier to activate the Dragon Fist Goku's abilities because on the Majin Vegeta, first of all, it's only strike cards. Second of all, you have to actually land the strike card. So I'm assuming that these are going to be permanent buffs. I don't think it's going to be a thing where it's like, oh, land a strike card to get temporary, special move cost down. I think it's going to be a permanently stacking thing. You're going to slowly heal up, you're going to get ki back per strike card, and you're going to be building up, I think, permanently, what it sounds like here, permanently building up the cost reduction for a special move. So we'll see if that's the case. And then it says if Trunks is a battle member, inflicts foes attribute downgrade when entering the battlefield. We'll have to see how much that actually does and how significant that attribute downgrade is. If that attribute downgrade is so significant to the point where it makes this unit or defines this unit, then that's an issue, I think, because forcing you to run this guy with a Trunks, I don't know. I'm wondering if is this potentially hinting at a Goten and Trunks tag LF character that fuses into Gotenks? I don't know, maybe, because I guess that Trunks would count, right, for this condition. All right, well, let's take a look here at what he can do, and I'll sort of point out where we can see improvements. This is the base form. Obviously, he's transforming, so we'll go through. Let me get rid of him. Dragon Fist Goku. We can go through the base and transformed version of this unit here. So before we even start, I will say that we have two examples in the game right now of transforming LF Zenkai characters, which I'm just going to switch over to quickly here to show you guys. So obviously the first one is Namek Goku. Now the thing to note about transforming LF Zenkais is their stats are insane. Namek Goku, let's take a look here. This is prior to him transforming. If we go ahead and click the transform button, look at these stats. 322,000 blast. He's over 3 million HP, and he's basically at 190,000 to both defenses, with 290,000 strike attack. Like, what the hell is this? And then we also have the LF Piccolo, who's the other transforming LF Zenkai character. Again, before he transforms, his stats, you know, they're pretty good. They're not crazy. Defenses are pretty good, 188k to both. Once he transforms, look at this, 315,000 blast attack, and then 195,000 to both defenses, with 3.1 million HP. So the point I'm trying to make with this is we might not see like crazy buffs to this guy's kit because his stats should be pretty absurd. You know what? I'm actually going to go back 1 second. I want to quickly just check. I want to quickly just check what Majin Vegeta's stats are before he Zenkais. So obviously before he transforms, he's not going to have the best stats. Yeah, these are really not bad. These are really not good, I should say. The defenses are actually pretty solid. 169, 167,000. Those are not bad. Once he transforms, that's when he starts to look quite a bit better. But still, I would say even on the level of a transforming character, 273,000 strike being his main offensive stat is not really that crazy for a transforming unit. Defenses will look pretty good, 177, 174. So we'll have to see how he looks once he Zenkais. If they want to go down the same path as they did with Goku and Piccolo, then we'll probably end up seeing like 320,000 strike. We might see like 290,000 blast, and then like 190k to both defenses is probably what we're going to look at here once he's transformed, which is pretty insane considering that, he's still going to have 4 unique abilities to follow this. All right, so let's see. So here's Majin Vegeta. Obviously going to start with the base form here. So his main ability allows him obviously to transform into Majin Vegeta. He gets to heal by 30%. That's actually pretty good still. And if he does end up having those crazy good defense stats as well as HP, that could actually be pretty significant. Then he cancels own attribute downgrades, and that's the entire main ability. So if, in terms of upgrading this, I think the only thing I would probably do is if they wanted to add anything to this, there's 3 things that I could see. Number 1, they could just give him like 20 ki on transformation. Like I don't think that would be too good. Thing number 2 they could do is they could have him draw like a strike card or something from transforming. Nothing crazy, just draw a strike card. Like it's not going to break the game. And then the third thing, which I actually think could probably make the biggest difference here, is they reduce the amount of time needed to transform. 15 counts is not that long, but I feel like the difference between 10 and 15, especially in a meta like this where you get comboed once and you're just sitting there for like a billion years, could actually make a big difference. So I think what I would like to see is literally just reducing this to 10 counts and then maybe adding like 20 ki on this. That would be good enough for me. I would take that. All right, first unique ability is the long-awaited showdown, 40% of damage inflicted against character Goku. There's a decent amount of Gokus in this game, in case you guys didn't know that. Applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. 50% damage inflicted. This should be cannot be canceled permanent. This should be a permanent cannot be canceled ability. There's no reason it should only last for 20. Honestly, you're not really going to be switched into him for, I think, more than 20 counts in most cases, but just make this cannot be canceled and not timed, and that's fine. Reduces damage received by 30% for 20 counts. Yeah, this is just an old school 30%. You don't see 30%. You see 50%. Recently, we've been seeing 60% baseline damage reduction. They're not going to change this. Again, I think similar to how I want them to change this. Just make this permanent and not on a timed basis. Additional 30% of damage inflicted for 20 timer counts if your opponent does not have a remaining character Goku battle member. So obviously he's going to be doing well against Goku's, and then once he kills Goku, he gets a buff. Then we have the second unique ability, Indispensable Pride, applies the buff effect, nullify abnormal conditions up to 3 times to self when battle starts. That's fair. Applies the following effects to self every time an enemy uses a strike, blast, or special move arts card attack while this character is on the battlefield. So this is kind of like Super Saiyan 4 Yellow Goku's ability. Let me see if I can just pull him up real quick. You right here. So this guy gets 5% damage and then 20% reduced damage received up to 60%. And then the damage goes up to 50%, but this is a cannot be canceled stackable permanent buff. whereas Vegeta's getting 20% damage for 20 counts and then 10% damage reduction for 5 counts. I think what they should do is, this is actually a really strong ability right here, this 20% damage for 20 counts, because if the enemy uses 2 cards, you're at a 40% damage buff that's going to be lasting for 20 counts, which is not bad. I think what they should do is they should model this similarly to the Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Have like this 20% damage inflicted, basically be, first of all, be uncancelable. And then number 2, have maybe it stack up to twice, but then the buff is permanent. I think that would be pretty good. Reduces damage received by 10% for 5 counts. Maybe just bump it up to 10 counts. That's all you really have to do about that. I think it's fine. This is useless. Special move is the double Gallic cannon with blast armor. It's already decent, massive damage. Like this is fine. The green card, the following effects occur on hit. Destroys all your enemy's cards. Minus card draw speed, 20% to strike damage received, and then you can combo this into the following cards. I mean, there's not really much to say here. Maybe just make this have blast armor as well, and that's really all I can really see them doing about this. Other than that, there's really not much else I would really care about him getting in base form. You're honestly really not going to stay in base form for a long time. You're obviously going to want to transform as soon as possible. Again, I think the biggest thing they could do is probably just change this to 10 counts instead of 15. Once he's transformed, we have the main ability Farewell Prideful Warrior. Draws a special move arts card next. Restores own ki by 50, 100% to the next damage inflicted by special move arts cards used, cannot be canceled. They're not changing that. That's really good already. And then he nullifies enemy special actions that activate when changing cover for 10 counts, cannot be canceled. If they really want to go all in, what they would do with this is they would do this. This. So notice the difference. That's the difference. 30 versus 10. Honestly, I'd be okay with 20. They don't have to do anything else to this main ability. Just make this 20 instead of 10. That's it. That's all I gotta do. Or, you know what else they could do? Is they could keep this at 10, but give him card draw speed in the main ability. If they gave him card draw speed in the main ability, it would increase the value of this effect. Because right now he doesn't have card draw speed, right? So I think this is not as good as it could be. So I think that's another way they could do that. All right, so it's kind of a similar thing here. The same thing here. He gets 40 ki on switching now, which is obviously really good. And then this goes up to, no, this is the same, right? 30% for 20 counts. Yeah. Okay. You know what they could do actually is give him some kind of like extra buff if he like deals a finishing blow on a Goku unit or something. That could be interesting. So 30% to strike damage inflicted after transforming. Obviously you want to make this non-cancelable. Applies the following effects to self every time an enemy uses strike blast. Okay, this is also the same here. 20% for 20, 10% for 5. Again, do the same thing, I think. I don't think they're actually going to do this, like where they cap this at 2 effects, but then they make it uncancelable, because technically this can go higher than that, and they don't think they want to, at any point, it wouldn't be a nerf, but like you could see it as a nerf because potentially he could be higher than 2 instances of this buff, right? So I don't know. I think they could just keep this the way it is. I don't really think they need to change that. This is the same. This is the same. The special move is really good already. Massive impact damage. He gets 30% damage against regen. Minus 100% to enemy sustained damage cut effects for 3 counts with blast armor. And this green card is really one of the main reasons why he was even used at all when he came out. This is an AoE green card, you know, Majin style here. Applies the following effects self-upon activation. He draws a card, gets 30 ki, 20% damage reduction, or damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. Now, obviously, the one thing you really, really want on these effects is cover nullification. If he just got cover nullification for 1 card, that would probably be enough to make this guy like really, really good. That's the main reason why Oops green card is so annoying, is because he can actually chain off of that and you cannot cover change him. If they want to add that to this, that would make him really good just by itself. Without changing literally anything else about his kit, if they gave him 1 card of cover nullification after using the green card, that would make him at least usable, I think. So, But other than that, in terms of what he needs, again, every major top tier unit in the game has some kind of cover nullification, which he does have in his main ability technically for 10 counts. Again, the way that you augment this is you either make it longer than 10 counts or you give him card draw speed, because this guy does not have card draw speed, which is another thing I was going to mention as well. The lack of card draw speed definitely hurts this guy for sure. I would love to see somewhere in his kit him getting card draw speed. Maybe every time he... What if he got card draw speed for facing a Goku enemy? Every time he faces a Goku, he gets like 1 instance of card draw speed for like 20 counts or something. I feel like that could actually be pretty good. This character is meant to be like an anti-Goku character, as you can probably tell with all the Goku parts of his passive, right? So if they really want to, you know, augment that and they really want to focus on that aspect of this unit, then maybe give him these really powerful buffs, but it's conditional upon him, you know, facing a Goku, which I think could be good, especially against like UI Goku, right? Obviously the biggest annoyance to a lot of players right now, and a blue LF character getting a Zenkai who does extra damage versus Goku sounds like he'll be really good to use against UI. So we will see how they decide to handle this. This guy should be releasing tomorrow during reset. Let me know down below what you guys want to see out of Majin Vegeta. Oh yeah, the last thing I do want to mention before we end is his Zenkai ability. So because they mentioned here that he's going to be getting additional buffs for having Trunks on your team, I think it's super, super obvious that this guy's going to be Zenkai buffing blue Vegeta clan, right? There's no way it's going to be something else. It could be Saiyans, I guess, but it wouldn't make sense with the Trunks. The wild card option is Majin Buu Saga. They've really been pushing Majin Buu Saga recently. We got, obviously, Ultra Super Vegeta. We got the Zenkai Green Ultimate Gohan. We got the Red Buhan. We got the Blue Tien. Now we're getting this Majin Vegeta Zenkai. That's 5 Majin Buu Saga related characters that we've gotten or Zenkais of, right? So that could be an interesting option. A blue Majin Buu Saga Zenkai buff. It would buff Tien. Tien would get access to a Zenkai buff. Kid Buu, who just got a unique equipment, by the way, another Majin Buu Saga buff, would get access to another Zenkai buff as well. So if they're not going to do Vegeta Clan and they're not going to do Saiyans, I would be more than okay with them doing Blue Majin Buu Saga. But of course, in terms of like the better options, technically, it would be more effective to have him buff Vegeta Clan or Saiyans. I think it's pretty obviously going to be Vegeta Clan, though, just based off of the Trunks condition. So, all right, that's going to do it. Let me know down below if you guys are excited for this, as well as what you want to see from this guy Zenkai. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you all in the next one.